Definitely. Go by, love out, need your blessing. Follow us. Anywhere we go, follow us. Anything we do, follow us. Go by, love out, need your blessing. Follow us.
Soy Morovia. Soy Morovia. Soy Morovia. Soy Morovia. Soy Morovia.
Nobody plays more music. Absolutely nobody.
From Central Monrovia to yours, Terry.
Freedom mix by mix.
Okay. Knowing that 2023, you'll be tired. You could have a good heart, everything good, but the brain is going down. You're not holding the end. You're moving down the hill. This is nature. My father, right now, I buy him paper. Every day I gotta buy a paper. There's a man who bought me paper before. Mm-hmm. I'm buying paper now because the time has reached. So I thought the old man could be president in 2017 and run for this. And he himself said, he said, when you run for one term, he himself said it. I agree with him. 2023, no, I disagree. In my mind, he should rest, find somebody else.
I would not know if it's a wrong, but one thing that I was not able to accomplish that I wanted to accomplish was after the war, the Liberian people elected me, and in fact, the Liberian people elected me to unite the country. I was not able to get some of the other factional leaders to return to Liberia. I was not able to get one or two of the political leaders to return. And I think they helped to provoke the situation. I was able to do a whole lot. Strangely, the LPC, these were all warring factions, and all of the other warring factions, I was able to bring them into government. In fact, most of the combatants that fought for the government during the war were the combatants of the warring factions that fought against me. So I accomplished bringing them together. I accomplished making sure that the issue of tribalism went away in Liberia. But I mean, to a great extent, I think most Liberians now, if you went to Liberia and took a poll, they would say Mr. Taylor did his best. Any other regrets? The second regret is that I was never able to get the United States to understand me. I was never able to get them to work with me, which is so essential for Liberia. No president of Liberia, no president can make it successfully unless he is online with Washington. Now, I'm not the type of guy that you can pick up a telephone and command. I don't take that. I didn't take that from Washington. Then, even if I were elected president, I would not take it. I'm not that kind. I'm not a coward. But I do believe that a good working relationship is essential for any president of Liberia, or that president will fail.
I'm filled with a profound sense of gratitude and humility. It has been an honor and a privilege to serve as your president and commander-in-chief for the past 6 years. Together, in 2018, we embarked on a journey to build a united, peaceful, and prosperous Liberia. And I am deeply thankful for the trust and support you have bestowed upon me and my administration during my tenure. As we navigate the complexity of governance, your partnership was instrumental in the development and implementation of policies and programs that aim to bring progress and development to our great nation. Reflecting on the accomplishment of these 6 years, Friends, let me tell you that I am proud of what we have achieved together. We have built roads, supported free wires and free tuition at high schools and public universities, stabilized the macroeconomic challenges we face in 2018, built hundreds of pro-poor housing units, and achieved on so many fronts that we are able to list here today. However, I acknowledge that there is always room for improvement, and perhaps more could have been done under different circumstances. Regrettably, some of the long-term projects we initiated did not reach completion during my tenure. I am hopeful that the incoming administration will carry the torch forward and bring these initiatives to fruition for the benefit of all Liberians. Fellow compatriots, rumors and misinformation have played a large part in our politics over the last 6 years. It is my hope we as a country will overcome this challenge over the next 6 years. To begin this, we must start with the facts of the transition. I must report to you that we are leaving behind a better economy than we inherited. Today, President-elect Joseph Nima Bouaka will inherit a stronger economy than I inherited. There is a bigger net international reserve position than was handed me in 2018. I inherited 94,999,000 United States dollars in net international reserves. And I am handing over to the next administration a net international reserve position of 222 million.
When you elect a clown and you think that he will be a king, what he does is to convert the kingdom into a circus. This is what we must deal with, and this is what we must say. Who do we elect into our public offices? Because, as I've said before, when you allow hyenas to take care of goats, why should you be surprised when the goats are eaten? This is the same. And Africa is only going to realize our potential in all areas when, by dint of choice, we enable and allow our best men and women to serve in different areas. I've heard it being said about Lee Kuan Yew in Singapore. I've heard it being suggested about Mahathir Mohamad in Malaysia. I've heard it being said about Japan. I've heard it being said about other countries, but there was a conscious decision on the part of those individuals and the followership. We always talk about leaders, but we never talk about the followers. The followers must also style up. Africans on average are for some reason attracted to thieves. Africans are for some reason attracted to men and women who cannot serve her. And when they are not served, then they complain. When Africans are told, choose you now whom we shall release, Jesus of Nazareth or Barabbas, they say, release Barabbas. And when Barabbas behaves like Barabbas, they say, why are you not behaving like Christ? It cannot be done.
In May of 2001, signed a second of two executive orders, number 13213, Defense Exhibit D310, in which it was stated, and I quote, the government of Liberia's complicity in the RUF's illicit trade in diamonds and its other forms of support for the RUF are direct challenges to the United States foreign policy objectives in the region, as well as the rule-based international order that is critical to the peace and prosperity about Sierra Leone. And here is what he said. I posit that 5 years from now, when the international community is challenged by other crises, Taylor in Calabar, under the protection of Nigeria, will make his move. We will wake up one morning and watch on CNN as Taylor rides triumphantly down the main street in Monrovia to the executive mansion, daring all of us to come and get him. Unless he is handed over to the special court for Sierra Leone, this scenario is not out of the realm of possibilities. He then asked, how do we assure Liberia's future? And he answers that. Ultimately, he says, what we do about Taylor in the next several weeks will determine the fate of Liberia and the new administration of its president, Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. Crane then sets out several plans, two of which I'll state here. He said, first, hand Charles Taylor over to the Special Court for Sierra Leone for a fair trial, his kind of trial. This takes him out of the local and regional dynamics that is West Africa. Second, tie any financial and political support to good governance in Liberia. Time does not permit, but the exhibits are present. Not even the Nigerian nation was spared from threats and intimidation, as explained by Femi Kayode, press secretary to President Obasanjo, the Nigerian head of state, who was with him in Washington when President George W. Bush promised, and I quote, to bring Nigeria to its knees if Taylor was not turned over to the special court. And what happened? Obasanjo buckled and capitulated. Now, this demonstrates the significant pressure that was brought to bear on President Obasanjo, irrespective of his personal and leadership obligations to the West African sub-region. And therein lies the dilemma for current African heads of state and government, but how to enter into binding commitments and obligations with the African pairs and remain steadfast, resolute, and unyielding in their fidelity to those agreements in the face of such unrelenting and punishing pressure from powerful Western leaders.
My people, where you at? Where you at? Wake up from your slumber, stop sleeping. Whip your hands, whip your hands, whip your hands, whip your. Come on, come on, come on. I know y'all sleeping now. Y'all gotta wake up some more, yeah? Okay, let's go.
And as you are working, waving your hands, waking up for a new night to participate in a new edition of the show tonight, it's good to be reminded that your most important work is not always ahead of you. Your most important work is always ahead of you. Never, 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 never behind you. So don't stop when you are tired. Stop when you are done. When all is done and settled, you shall have achieved everything, your targets, your goals, your ambitions. And then you can say, yes, now I can rest. But you know, let me be my mail. Oh, yes, let me say a very, very pleasant good evening to all of you across the country. Good morning to you. Good afternoon to you. Good evening to those of you in the diaspora. Our friends, our fans, our followers, our critics, and even those of you who do not like the things we say and the way we say them. It's good to have all of you join us tonight on the Monday's edition of the show. This is Freedom Heart Talk. It's on Freedom FM 87.9. Just a lot to talk about tonight after a hectic weekend. And it's good to be back behind these microphones as we engage on the very beautiful but pressing issues, complicated in some cases, that matter to most our country's growth and development. Ladies and gentlemen, let me officially welcome you to this edition of the show. Invite others to join the show, share with others to follow. As we dig deeper tonight into the activities of the Council of Churches, we look into the Ministry of Transport. What is happening? All is not well. The Ministry of Transport has issued a statement through the Minister of Transport. We have that recording we're going to play tonight. Oh, yes. It seems like we are witnessing a heavily divided government, a system that is being broken on the foundation of division. And so we are here to make sense of all of these issues Where are the advocates? Former transport minister, former assistant transport minister, Madam Gertrude Williams has written a piece. We're going to feature that piece tonight on the show. What are we hearing about Ivanhoe, Liberia? Somebody forwarded me an article written by a Liberian about the potential failure of Ivanhoe, Liberia agreement. We are gathering all of the facts surrounding that article. It's important to bring you the real information to talk about. Liberians are crying. Liberians are dying from starvation. Liberians are beginning disappointed in their government. Let's take a break shortly from our sponsor, Crime Stopper Liberia. When we come back, we talk the issues that concern Liberians' livelihood.
Yo, hello. I want to talk about violence. More violence is indiscriminate. It can happen for any reason and to anyone. Until we do something to stop the surge of vigilante-side justice in this country, none of us will be safe. My Liberia is Liberia of hope. In my Liberia, it is possible. Violence is not part of my Liberia. Violence leads to property damage, injury, or even death, as we are seeing recent months in several parts of Liberia, including Monrovia. Talk to people in your community about violence. Stand up against mob justice. Be a community hero. Liberia is all that we have. We must all unite to uphold the rule of law. This is Old Man Sam Sion, your community crime fighting partner. Thanks for listening. This is Old Man Sam Sion. South of Liberia, including Monrovia. Talk to people in your community about violence. Stand up against mob justice. Be a community hero. Liberia is all that we have. We must all unite to uphold the rule of law. This is Old Man Sam Sion, your community crime fighting partner. Thanks for listening. This is Old Man Sam Sion. Yo, hello. I want to talk about violence. More violence is indiscriminate. It can happen for any reason and to anyone. Until we do something to...
Thank you, Old Man Sam Sion, Crime Stopper Liberia. Okay, so yes, let's move on to let's enter out of these folks. From this side of the divide, those of you joining us via our Facebook live feed. Okay, let's see who are those. Roland Ban has joined us tonight from Magibi. Phoenicius Junior Ba is following the show. Roland Toh has joined us as well. William W. Wulu is following. Clady Allison has joined us from Delaware. Abu Bakr Sharif is joining tonight. Henry Toh is also following the show. Augustine Musa has joined us. Fatou Sharif is following. JNB's son has joined us. Emmanuel Bro is following. Mohammed Masakwe, good evening to you. It's good to have you joining us tonight from District 14. J. Augustus Help has joined us from Snapper Hill that's up Broad Street. Samuel Bakwe Jr. is joining tonight from Hotel Africa Road. Grace Moore has joined us. Hine, God Grace Hine is following. Lucky Fiso Howard. Hine, check the WhatsApp group. I think I posted something, please. Lucky Fiso Howard is following tonight from Cotton Tree in Lower Magibi County. Abu Bakr Sharif says, I like this song. Austin, which song is that? Is it the theme song? Ansu Famula is following from Broadville. O.P. O'Neill Johnson has joined us as well. Johnson Masakwe from Bannersville. Eugene Harmon from Kansas City, Missouri. City Geeks is joining us tonight from Canada. It's good to have all of you joining us tonight on the show. Okay, what did we stop to City Geeks? Okay, so yes, it's good to have all of you joining us tonight. again, like we said, a lot to talk about, and we have to look into all of these issues. So where do we start from? You see, so let me play you this. Things are happening in this country. So today, President Sirleaf visited the Cloud Hope Foundation and interacted with the kids at the Cloud Hope Foundation, former President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. And let me just play you for a few minutes, maybe 2 or 3 minutes, so you listen to the interaction between the kids at the foundation and former President Sirleaf. Listen, interesting interaction. The kids were discussing computer, the parts of the computer and all of that. Yeah. Yan Masakwe, Jerison Tukpa, Yoki Leo, all of you, welcome. So let's listen to former President Sirleaf interacting.
Time. All right, tell me something about time. Anything, just give me one thing about time. Let me go. Tell us. What is time? What do we do? That's all right. The short hand, pointing, and the long hand, 12. Then it will be 12. Okay, that's all right. You passed. And you? I learned about math. Math? All right, do some math. Math is 3 dishes. I have one cylinder, 2 and rectangle. Cylinder, rectangle. Wonderful, you passed too. Everybody passed. Yeah. I think you all right? And you passed, huh? You felt good, huh? Yeah. All right. So everybody knows. That's all of this. Thank you to Mama. We learn about computer hardware and computer software.
We learn about computer hardware and computer software. Got it? I see what you're talking about.
Computer is an electronic device that accepts data through the input device, process it, and bring out the information through the
This 3-year-old kid is defining computer. This is something that some of us who even went to university cannot even define computer up here. Without looking in the books, or without looking in our pamphlets, or without going to Google to get definition from Google for computer. But this 3-year-old kid is defining computer up here. Meaning she's not looking on paper. She's not looking on paper. 3-year-old kid. Listen to her.
Can you tell Madam what's the hardware and the software? What is the hardware?
Hardware is the part of computer you see and you touch.
Hardware is the part of computer that you see and you touch. A 3-year-old kid. Something some of us who went to computer school 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago cannot even or may not even be able to remember. We need rehearsal. Cloud Hope Foundation. Listen.
We have keyboard, screen, computer, mouse,
keyboard, screen, computer, the mouse, the CPU. Those are hardware. You can feed them, you can touch them. Listen now. Somebody answer what is CPU? She will answer, you say CPU is the central processing unit. The the kids are smart.
We learn about time. We learn about computer hardware.
Now, somebody will ask, why am I playing this? Oh, but why are you playing this? President Sirleaf is a diplomat and a politician. They know how to communicate. They know how to send some radical warning to people who choose to be foolish, or people who choose to be egotistic, or people who choose to be wicked and devilish. Leaders, as you say, who choose to ignore realities, who choose to ignore peace, who choose to ignore the tenets of democracy and respect for the rule of law, people who decide to wear greed. When you give them power, President Sirleaf's visit at that foundation today has or signals huge meaning. That if anybody sitting here, Bwaka, including himself, that is sound enough, we come to the realities that hey, enough is enough, and let's stop using the quotes to target people who are not looking our way. To target people who are not looking our way. A strong message that this place is impacting knowledge into these underprivileged kids, orphans, whose parents, maybe I should emphasize, picture when they would have man and a parent die. They not get man, they don't get pa. Orphans from different villages and towns. Those kids did not come from the city. They didn't come from urban areas. Those kids were selected from destitute communities, slum communities, towns and villages whose parents are dead or in some cases cannot afford to educate them, to give them quality education. They come from villages that have never seen schools. The parents and grandparents in some cases have never heard anything called school in their lives. That's where they come from. Cloud Hope Foundation is giving them hope for a better tomorrow, bettering their lives, using charitable engagements, organizing charitable programs, humanitarian engagements to impart knowledge and give those kids decency as they grow up. And today, one woman sitting somewhere says she's first lady and that property is supposed to be her entitlement, and her president and her husband president is supposed to use the courts. Arm twist lawyers and judges on the guise of fighting corruption. This is a message. I have less to say about this tonight. But thanks to President Sirleaf for taking the bold step and visiting that place today to interact with the kids, to see the quality that is being developed in our kids. To see the quality that is being developed in our kids. And somebody sitting somewhere wearing green t-shirt, using a state-sponsored platform, will wake up tomorrow and start trading or splashing or vomiting insults or invectives against decent people, or in the name of defending a careless and reckless and irresponsible behavior or attitude from one global man who's trying to spoil the global people's names, global people's names. And we think all is well. Leadership comes with decency. It comes with mutual respect for fellow current or former leaders. It comes with passion for humanity. We are supposed to respect humanity. It calls for strategic partnership. But when you agree, that's what happened. That Ibaka is so angry that Weah beat him in 2017 and he came back and beat the same Weah in 2023, but he's still angry. That a Clamati that is supposed to be a government is leading a charge, a conspiracy to go after a Weah, even when there is nothing. And they call it power. Not considering that we are for nothing unnecessarily destroying or weakening the foundation of our peace. The foundation of our peace are the families that are deeply rooted in the different communities that interact on a daily basis with even you, the officials of government. Those are the foundational pillars of our peace. You break them, you target them, you destroy, you undermine your peace process. Because the peace is not, the peace we have is not the gun. No, not the gun. The guns cannot protect our peace. Don't let nobody fool you. Those guns have never given us peace. When in the war in the years say that these were the guns that gave Liberia peace. The guns have never given us peace. So guns cannot give us peace. The use of force has never given us peace. Witch hunting has never given us peace and will never. Greed has never given us peace. It can never. Hate has never given us peace. None of those characteristics I mentioned tonight has given us or helped to nurture our democratic values. They were all used to undermine the values of our democracy. And we had to run to friends, begging partners from the international community to come here and help us in fixing the mess that we cause. Thanks to UNMIL and President Sirleaf, we were able to sustain it for 12 years. Big thanks to George Weah. who sustained it for 6 years, making it 18 years. And then we entrusted our country with Joe Baka. He's destroying every foundation of our democracy and our peace process that is supposed to sustain our peace process, our peace. Somebody calls that leadership. Somebody calls that wisdom. What President Sirleaf did today was a clear demonstration of wisdom. Let me repeat. President Sirleaf's visit at Cloud Hope Foundation today was a clear demonstration of wisdom, leadership. When they said the experience, those three qualities, wisdom, leadership, experience. When they say somebody has experience, these are attributes of an experienced person. Attributes of experienced leader. That's what President Sirleaf demonstrated today. Her visit demonstrated strong, huge experience. Leadership. Exceptional leadership. In the time of noise, conflicts, or fight, wise leaders are supposed to step in, strategically step in. And what President Sirleaf did today was a strategic move to say, hey, just slow down. Some of these things, these actions are unnecessary. You don't want to fight and destroy an infrastructure that is imparting knowledge into our kids, these underprivileged kids, and contributing to the quality of our education system. Who wants to do that? This is the message that President Sirleaf communicated to you today, to all of you today. This is the message. So I don't know how these UP guys are seeing President Sirleaf's visit down there today, but this is exactly what President Sirleaf is demonstrating. Just slow down. Just slow down. This is unnecessary. You're targeting an institution that does not need to be targeted. And I will salute President Sirleaf for that intervention, that leadership, smart leadership intervention. And I hope those scouts who found themselves around the presidency thinking that power is force, or the use of guns, or intimidation or threats against people who are perceived to be critics, then you exercise power. No. You destroy and undermine your own government. And President Sirleaf sends that risks, potential risks, to our governance process. And because she does not want an interruption of our governance process, which could likely be possible, she said, let me step in strategically to send a message. Because tomorrow, when push comes to shove, or when you start holding rope and rope start holding butch, they'll say, but President Sirleaf is a former leader of our country, an experienced politician. What did she do? Did she make direct or indirect move or intervention? Tomorrow, some of us will be around and say, yes, President Sirleaf took strategic decisions. She made strategic political moves that send a message to the sound ones and not the angry ones, to the selfless ones and not the selfish ones, not the greedy ones. Because I think Katumu Bwaga and President Bwaga are being unnecessarily greedy, and Clamante is being unnecessarily hateful. I will conclude on this note with this matter for tonight. But again, thank you, President Sirleaf. You exercise leadership. You exemplified maturity by your presence down there today. And we'd like to say thanks to you and congratulations to Madam Claudia for the the engagements, the progress there with the children. We saw J.D. Williams want to have a conversation tonight. We'll make this conversation about these fake or political partisan advocates who were existing those years when George Weah was president. There were people projecting themselves to be advocates for justice, advocates for women's rights, advocates for against rape, against sexual harassment, all of that. Domestic violence, advocates against advocating for a speedy investigation of mysterious killings across the country. Today, all of those advocates have vanished. They have vanished. Leaders of the council, including leaders of the council of churches, some of them, they have government jobs now today. They were critics yesterday of George Weah, criticizing governance process. The question is, are they saying to us today that all is well? Oh yes, all should be well because you have a job now. But we have a message for them tonight. So tonight we are talking about these fake advocates in the council of churches. Yes. So we'll pause that. It's good that the former assistant minister, Gertrude Williams, will read her article, and her article will set the pace, will set the basis for our discussion tonight. We have to call these people out. It can't always be Joe Barker and Joe Barker and Joe Barker. We know Barker is already a failure. We know Barker is not going anywhere. We know Barker is not bringing any change. So while we call him out, there are adversaries that stood with him during the campaign. There were standards that were set by those partisan advocacy infrastructures that were built by those partisans that have gone silent. What do? Sit back? No. We have to call them out. It can't always be Joe Barker or Joe Barker. The country is a mess. So, and I shared the post on my Facebook page anyway. So those of you some of you read it, some of you commented. I think we might even read some comments from the post that I share. So let's play you the Minister of Transport's voice, and then we'll move on to our main topic for tonight. This is the Minister of Transport, Tyler. Listen.
Statutory body in the Republic of Liberia that is responsible for the issuance of driver license and the registration of motor vehicles. Our people. Therefore, we are encouraging all Liberians to not go anywhere to do any vehicle driver license or vehicle registration. If you do so, we will take those places off of those vehicles, and you have to pay that fee all over. The Liberia Revenue Authority collects revenue that's generated from motor vehicle activities.
Let's go back to the message.
Centralized points.
Let's go back.
Be confiscated, those vehicles will be impounded. Transport is the only statutory body in the Republic of
The Ministry of Transport is the only statutory body within the Republic of Liberia
that is responsible for the issuance of driver license.
That is responsible for the issuance of driver license or licenses
And the registration of motor vehicles.
And the registration of motor vehicles.
Our people. Therefore, we are encouraging all Liberians to not go anywhere to do any vehicle driver license.
Now, the Minister of Transport is announcing to the public, for those of you keke riders, motorbike riders, taxi drivers, car owners, all of us, who have driver license, vehicles, the Minister of Transport has announced officially that nobody in this country should go to and register their vehicle or acquire driver license from anywhere outside the Ministry of Transport. So if you go to, I don't know, Liberia Traffic Management or what kind of management to acquire a driver license, that driver license will be considered invalid. If you go to traffic management to acquire vehicle registration documents, those documents will be considered invalid by the Ministry of Transport, that is the statutory body responsible to register vehicles and issue driver license. This is the announcement from the Minister of Transport himself. Those of you listening to us and watching us, don't say we didn't tell you. Police may come to you and stop you or arrest you for traffic baiting and all that kind of stuff. They say that I'm not baiting. You get nothing to do with it. I mean, driver license and car registration documents. So you need to be told. Now, why this warning? You know, the Liberia Traffic Management have been arresting people for have been issuing, in fact, driver license and registering vehicles. And so there has been this war between the two institutions, and we're told that the Minister of Justice has a percentage in the operations of the traffic management. We're told that the police has a percentage in the operations of the transport management. We're told that folks within the president's office also have some percentage within the traffic management operations and all of that. And that's why the minister and his team believe that the police is refusing to work with the Ministry of Transport in this regard. Instead, they choose to work with the Liberia Traffic Management. First time in our history that the police that is supposed to be aiding the Ministry of Transport when it comes to enforcement, the police has pulled out. And so the Ministry of Transport now has announced a nationwide inspection. When they find you with vehicle documents that were not issued by the Ministry of Transport, they're saying to us that they will render your documents invalid. When they see you with a driver license that was not issued to you by the Ministry of Transport, they are going to render or consider that driver license invalid. So everything that you are doing at the ministry, at the Liberia Traffic Management place, you are on your own. Samuel Kofi Woods Jr., Sada Miller, Christian Sharp, welcome all of you to the show. Now, so they say if you are doing business with the Liberia Traffic Management, you are on your own. The Ministry of Transport will tell you everything you did, everything you acquire, or anything you are doing with the Liberia Traffic Management, stop. Hot. Come back to transport. The main party, the whole president office divided into four. The 40. Joseph Boaka, whole office, they fighting, divided into 4 groups. The 14. 14. The president is in the midst of 4 different cliques. 4 cliques. Traffic management bene, MPA bene. One group protecting Sekou Double, the other group not protecting. The whole clique. Boaka is in the midst of a serious conspiracy. Would you be Keita on the other side with that other thing? So all of this is happening under the responsible and mature government. Police say, okay, you're going to enforce now. We're not going with you. We're not going with you. You're going to enforce. Transport say, okay, we'll get our inspectors, we'll put them on the street, and they will enforce. Liberians who want to be law-abiding, they will abide. But when we catch you with documents that will not issue you by transport, we will impound your vehicle. When you refuse, we'll take the picture. We'll save your plate. We're not going for you. And we'll record, we'll document all those people applying the street with invalid vehicle documents and driver licenses, and then we'll publish your names and your plate numbers and everything. And nobody will do business with you. When the police ready to do their jobs, they will do it. The transport ministry is not supposed to tell the Berkeley police to do her job. No. So that happened. You're listening to Selita. Selita said nobody will go to transport traffic management. So J.D. Williams wrote this article. Okay. Let me go to. Yeah, somebody said also you don't post too much these days. Okay, so I'm coming. So this is the post I shared today written by the former assistant minister. And I'll read some of the comments, then we run into our discussion. It's taking the whole show tonight up to 10 o'clock. She writes under the caption, partisan moralist. Partisan moralist. In the midst of the current administration's record of abuse of power, rape, sodomy, mysterious killings and disappearances, illegal drug scandals, corruption, and broken promises, one cannot ignore the silence of voices that were once defending. One cannot ignore the silence of voices that were once defending. If these same atrocities had occurred 2 or 3 years ago, Fasia Boino Harris and Mbondu Nadine Joanne, who likely have been amongst the loudest self-proclaimed advocates in our country. Today, that energy is absent. The placards are gone. The social media outrage has dried up. The moral urgency has vanished. Their silence has become transactional. What we are witnessing is partisan moralism. These individuals use the language of justice, accountability, and the people, unquote, as instruments rather than principles. Advocacy becomes a weapon to weaken political opponents, not a moral commitment to comfort wrongdoing wherever it exists. They do not oppose abuse, corruption, or violence itself. They oppose who is committing it, as long the who is an opposition. This is called selective ethics. They are quiet now, not because they no longer see what is wrong, but because speaking out will now threaten personal benefit. We'll go into the personal benefit. Silence has become their currency. Liberians have been used and brainwashed by the Unity Party so well, they are unable to realize it even when the truth. They are unable to realize it even when the truth is written in bold letters. To Fasia and Nadine, let me say this as clearly as I can. True advocacy does not depend on who governs. Accountability does not pause because allies are in power. When activism becomes conditional, it is no longer activism. It is factional service disguised in moral concern. We are watching and waiting for the season 2 of activism. Unquote. When you become oppositions again, Liberians will remind you with receipts. But you know, the first sketchy thing is the partisan moralism. Partisan moralism is basically when you see the need to talk, or you restrict the need to talk because it concerns or involves your party, your political side. Then at that point, you activate, or your moralism gets activated automatically. The moralism represents what you see now as the need to do. That's the moralism, the practice, your engagement, your activities. Your activities or your engagement or your utterances of calling wrong or calling out wrong, criticizing wrongdoings, disagreeing with leaders, calling leaders out. Those are the practices of moralism. You wear black t-shirt, you go outside, You see, moralism to you. You're practicing now how to advocate. So in your mind, it is right. I mean, it is wrong today. Oh, but rape increase on the job we are. They wear black t-shirt, will go protest Capitol building. Oh, somebody die mysteriously in Paraguay. Oh, they wear black, will go protest. People ain't supposed to die mysteriously, and the government cannot investigate and find the perpetrator and prosecute the perpetrator. The energy, the zest. When that energy can only be seen when you are in opposition, that's why she considers partisan moralism. You only see what is wrong when you are in opposition. But when you're in power, those same wrongdoings now turn into right, or you lose your sight. You see no more. You see those things no more. Nobody raping in the country again, or the need to advocate for rape victims. They need to advocate against the increase in rape cases. They need to advocate against the increase in mysterious deaths. They need to advocate against corruption. They need to advocate against sodomy. They need to advocate against stealing. They need to advocate for good roads, for electricity. All those needs do not exist anymore because it is your side that is in power. So Liberians no longer need electricity. Liberians no longer need good roads. Liberians no longer need gender justice. Liberians, no mothers and kids or children are no more exposed to danger by men or people of affluence and influence in society. That voice is gone. They no more consider themselves as moral voices in the society. They only become moral voices in the society when their side is not in power. This takes us to the comment section, and then we'll come back to our opinion. Because we have a lot of references. We got some names there. Naomi today, Solon. They all will have some of the names there tonight. Florence, Florence, the AFL president, we're adding their names up to now. They were the ones barricading Capitol building for Gloria Musu Scott. So let's read some of the comments, some of the individuals commenting under this post. Liberians. Fred Blamos says, she said it rightly. Having Vanny Grace, funny people. Alexandra, I'm the deputy director for administration at the Liberia Broadcasting System. She says advocacy is not for a specific group of people. She can also fake the lead since she feels the names she mentioned are no longer on the front line. Christopher Dorr reacted to her, replied to her. He said, Alexandra Amnon. So their advocacy was for a specific people in government, right? She comes back and says, Christopher Dorr, you should ask yourself that question since you didn't understand what I wrote. Isaac read him and said, Alexandra Amnon, She said, your homie just starting. Betty Johnson in bio, Liberian journalist and fact checker. Right. She says, what's her record? They post on her. Betty is the Liberian journalist is asking the former assistant minister, what's her record? Both names have records, and therefore advocacies are meant for a specific reason or person. Anyone can begin as you did against Global. That was referring to me as I did against Global. As a record, it says Betty Johnson in bio. Justifications for their silence. Now, wow, my sister. Signet Federal Sire, a united partisan. He says, I agreed. Karim Kuman says, I like the last war. If you become opposition tomorrow, Liberia will remind you. Wata, push your own man and leave them. Why if they haven't seen things to talk about? You that have seen should talk about what you have seen. Our do not vanish. Since they are tired, you can continue from there, from where they stop, madam. A clear message. Rennie told us a clear message. Alice Body senior said, was she not giving man and mouth to like others to use and advocate? Sam always say, unfortunately, this is the cycle and it may never change ever. So calling out a new batch is footer. Okay. Adiu says they have long been compromised and overall they disguise themselves by then. So that's the more comments here. The exchanges. Many comments here. Many comments. But here's what I want to say. You see, at times it sounds repetitive, right? But it's good because that's advocacy. You have to be consistent with your message, especially when you want the message to get across. And that's also a lot to in other discipline. I will not mention that one. We didn't tell you that Joe Barker was going to be a better president. We didn't tell you that Liberia under Barker was going to be better than George Weah or than Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. We didn't tell you that. We told you that Liberia under Barker was going to be a disaster. We said that to you. We told you that governance under Barker was going to decline. Good governance under Barker was going to decline. And we told you why good governance under Barker was going to decline. We told you, one, that Barker was sick, and Barker did not have the mental capacity to understand his terrain or his environment. So in the putting Barker in the presidency is like taking a Humpty Dumpty and depositing it in one space and either using remote or long clear to control it. Right? That's what we told you. We told you governance was going to decline because 99% of the guys UP were bringing to power were all broke and hungry, and they were coming to enrich themselves. So a den of rogues, thieves, who were coming to steal, broke people who were coming to power to enrich themselves, to get money, to make money, to amass wealth. Do you think they were going to focus on governance? No. Obviously not. So we told you that governance under Barker was going to decline. We told you that things that we were pardoned today, under Barker, they were going to target you. The first thing, let me tell you, Barker believes that most of you in our Seta and Plongo area, these slum communities, those are the people who vote for George Weah. So anything that has to do with demolition or destroying homes in slum communities, Barca government or UP government will go for it. Read my lips. Anything that has to, any demolition exercise that concerns houses or buildings in slum communities, the UP government will destroy. You know why? They want to dislocate you from the capital city. They believe that most of you are displaced. You came from your different villages and things. You settle in those poor communities and all of that. So you must go back. So they're trying to dislocate you from the city. And two, they believe that when you're dislocated from the city, it reduces the CDC strength in the city, in the capital. So the UP government is not going to compromise any demolition exercise that has to do with those of you living in slum communities. But where are the advocates? If it were George Weah destroying those homes in Plongo, these very individuals are going to transform themselves into advocates, take to the streets, and start organizing different protests and demonstrations. Yeah, they will start protesting. They will start protesting. Or probably will be discussing protests now on the show. If the demolition exercise is going around, we're going to take place on George Weah. All the advocates have gone today. How many children are not being raped on a daily basis? Have you heard the gender minister speak? Since she became gender minister, to call a major press conference to address the issue of rape. Have you heard her say anything about rape, sexual and domestic violence across the country? Sexual harassment at the job places in different government offices? These cases are before the Ministry of Gender. Where are the advocates? Where is Naomi Tude Solonte? She was running all around here, tying lapa, wearing black clothes, passing all around all here. That one they call Naomi Solonte. She will not advocate today because her husband now works with Liska. So she can't advocate now. Yeah, Naomi cannot advocate. Naomi's husband now works with Liska, so she can't advocate. Where is Fasia Harris? Where is she? And I see my sister Betty asking about somebody's history. But this post is clear. Yesterday, those people portrayed themselves to be advocates. They didn't say they were advocates for Unity Party. So the fact that they presented themselves as and paraded themselves, as advocates for social justice, advocates against sexual and gender-based violence and rape, they are supposed to change. So they were only advocates for 6 years. After 6 years, they cease to exist. Is this the justification that some of you women are proffering under this post? Is this the best reasoning that can come from y'all? That my first time seeing advocates are tenure. The other advocates, they are tenure jobs. They were the only advocates for a particular administrations. They braved to go in the street and protest against a government that we saw in Naomi Solonte and where her name, Fasia Harris and Nadine. That are not Joe Weah. They were not Eddie. You didn't see them going to the street to protest. And the president for Avia and Florence. You didn't see them protesting on Eddie, but people were raping. You didn't see, but you saw them protesting on George Weah because they were all partisans of the Unity Party. So they were using advocacy to destabilize the country, to undermine George Weah's government. That's what they were doing. We mentioned the Council of Churches, reference the Council of Churches. But before referencing the Council of Churches, where is Fassia Harris? I was asking. Fassia Harris now is relaxing in New York. She is relaxing in New York as a member of the Secretariat. You know, Liberia just won a non-permanent seat to the UN Security Council. And because of that seat, we now have a Secretariat that coordinates Liberia's activities on the council. So that Secretariat, Fassia is there. Woman in New York was daughter, she came with daughter. You will never hear Fassia advocating again for females. You will never hear Fassia advocating for girls. Never. She's okay now. No more advocacy again. And these are the hard facts that some of you women should be talking about. So you can say, "Oh, I'm a moralist," and your moralism has or comes with expiration date. You can no longer engage anybody again. You can no longer talk about gender issues. You can no longer talk about justice for females or for children. No, because you're in power. So Fassia, I sit there at the UN. At the UN headquarters in New York. She's okay. Everything is okay in the country now. Samuel Reeves, every Sunday, Samuel Reeves was preaching political sermon on his Providence Baptist Church pulpit. Every Sunday. So, Dr. Reeves, yes. Every Sunday. Samuel Reeves was preaching political sermon on his pulpit in Providence Baptist Church. But go to him today. Go to him. Where is he? Samuel Reeves is the president for the Basel Community College. As president of the Liberia Council of Churches, he now has a job. He now holds a job, an appointed job in the government. The man who mocked for running all day for 6 years on using Providence Baptist Church pulpit to run his mouth. Because it was George Weah. Today, Samuel Reeves is a presidential appointee as president of the Liberia Council of Churches. The first in many years to see the president of the Liberia Council of Churches holding a presidential appointed job. In decades, this has never happened. But the man is the president for the Basel Community College. Because of that, the council is dormant. The council is dead. All members on the council cannot take any decision in the absence of the president. Because he has to set the stage. He has to convene meeting. He has to call meeting. He has to see our set agenda or approve agenda or preview agenda before it goes out. So he is basically working for Joe Baca in Great Bassa. He's not willing to trade his fat salary at the Basel Community College now to come here and start advocating for Liberians. So everything is good. Currently, everything is good in the country. There's no corruption in the country. There is nothing happening about there is no corruption in the country. There's nobody now or raping anybody. There's nobody stealing anywhere. Everything is just good. Civil servant salaries are being increased. The teachers and nurses, their salaries are being increased. No teacher is on supplementary payroll anymore in the country. No teacher is on supplementary payroll anymore in the country. Everything is okay. The students are going to good schools. The schools are good. Public schools are not good. The environments where they go to school, those environments are not good. In that the Reeves reasoning and wisdom, or it's okay. University of Liberia is fine. The quality of education has increased or improved. Fenner campus is okay. The sanitary condition there is good. The classrooms are conducive for the student. The buildings are all painted. They now have running water. They now have electricity. Going anywhere again. Everything is now good on Joe Braga because Dr. Samuel Reeves, president of the Liberia Council of Churches, is now in government. He's now holding a president position at the Bassa Community College. So all is good. All is good now. Everything is okay. Everything is fine. Nothing bad is happening in the country. There's no mysterious killing in the country anymore. There's no mysterious disappearances of human beings anymore in the country. We are not finding dead bodies in the country and in the streets anymore. Oh yes, we're not finding dead bodies. Even the Grand Bassa, where they were using dead bodies found in Grand Bassa as a campaign message against George Weah, today there's no dead body being found in Grand Bassa anymore. Samuel Reeves is blind. He sees no more. The only thing he sees now is his fat salary that comes from taxpayers' money every month to pay him for serving as president of the Grand Bassa Community College. That's the only thing he sees. The only thing Samuel Reeves sees right now is his fat salary. The only thing he sees is car. The only thing he sees is his padam. The only thing he sees is allowances. The only thing he sees is gas stamps that pump his back pocket, and he relaxes with his small girls. That's the only thing he sees right now. He sees nothing wrong. All our students are okay. All our teachers are okay. It has been reported that the nurses and the doctors or healthcare workers in Grand Coup the other day burned medical supplies that were donated to them by Senator Nimeni Batikwa. And they burned the medication according to the article because the medical supplies were all expired. They all expired. So they had to destroy it. This is happening in our country. If this had happened under George Weah, Samuel Reeves are going to call fast and pray on Wednesday tomorrow or the after tomorrow on Wednesday to go preach about people destroying, government officials bringing in expired medical supplies. If George Weah government was going to demolish people's properties in Satan on Friday, Samuel Reeves was going to call fast and pray just to go preach to criticize George Weah. Today they tell you that private property. But yesterday, was it not a private property when we have protected them? When we are negotiated with them? Yesterday, was it not a private property when Akaros personally intervened as a lawmaker to negotiate for repurchasing and all of that? Today, you say that private people property. And so you destroy it without even sitting down with the occupants of the property to have a conversation and see who has the capacity to rebuy, and those who do not have, you schedule or you agree or you reach a real develop a relocation plan for them. You develop a relocation plan for them. But you say, no, your properties will stay there. We will demolish the structures. You will lose your valuables, your furniture. You will lose everything. We are going to demolish the property. Who goes to invade people and don't put their things outside and leave the things in the house and destroy? Who does that? Joe Braga. Where is Samuel Reeves? Samuel Reeves no longer enjoys the pulpit. The pulpit now is like a blast neck to Samuel Reeves. He no longer enjoys the pulpit, being on the pulpit. The man is waiting now to even trade his position as president of the Liberia Baptist Convention to keep his government job. He's waiting to even trade. Say, your president job as Council of Churches, I will take my government job. That's how cheap, weak, lazy, compromised Samuel Reeves is. That's how compromised he is. Those were the people hardly beyond integrity and moral. All those females, Florence, who used to be assistant minister at the Ministry of Agriculture. Now, see, she says she's female, she's president of the Female Lawyers Association of Liberia. A party, a card-carrying unity partisan. Yes. Where is she? She led a group of women to barricade the Capitol building to demand the release of Gloria Musu-Scott. That's what she did. For her, she was advocating for justice for women. But she was not really advocating for justice for women. She was advocating for her partisan. Her partisan, Gloria Musu-Scott. When Judy Annie was insulted here publicly and publicly humiliated by that other man called what kind of prophet from where? What did the Female Lawyer Association do or say? What action did they take? Till now, as I speak, what has Fasia Harris said about Prophet Key insulting Judy Annie? The one they call Nadine, this is a counselor, I'm Anthony Alona. Somebody just informed me that she has some strong relationship with the Chief Justice, the current Chief Justice, and that she's now County Anthony in one county. The person will send me the county. I think County Anthony or Deputy County Anthony in one county. Because of a strong relationship with the Chief Justice. So they all got government jobs. So they all now cannot criticize government because they will be criticizing themselves. Because they have government jobs. They enjoy their government jobs. So, but guess what? Somebody told me Baka dismissed today. On the weekend. I said, what do you mean? That thing not dismissal. When you dismiss for corruption, you investigate, you turn it over for investigation. This police is supposed to handcuff them, put them in pick-up bot. Those are the people who are supposed to be placed in pick-up bot in the country. Place them in the pick-up trunk. We handcuff and carry them to the police, drag them to the police station, investigate them, you charge them, you send them to court, the court indicts them, and prosecute them. You say you're fighting corruption. Because the executive marshal really say in his draft, in his fight against corruption. But why are the two individuals that were dismissed? Who told you when somebody alleged that somebody is corrupt and then you dismiss the person, you have fought corruption? No. In fact, dismissal without prosecution or investigation is embracing, is a callous embracement of corruption. You need to go to God, my man. They say, I want to know. You go rest more. You go rest more. How are you telling you? You go rest more. You didn't fight corruption. But you will chase lawmakers all around here in handcuff. You will chase Mazwa Kiman in here. You will chase 12 in here. Going to the extent of wanting to put them behind bars. Only to show that you're fighting, to pretend like you're fighting corruption. But in essence, you wish hunting them and targeting them. These are the first people Baga dismissed on the record and say for corruption. Where are they? But Summer Reeves has got no reason to call a prayer service tomorrow to blast the government because he is a president of a community college. That's how desperate the old man need a job. Because I cannot even accept to take a job at the Basel Community College. But at the main level, he is still settling down for a president job at a Basel Community College. A college that does not even meet the standard. A college that is struggling. Someone will say, I prefer going there when the salary is good, the allowance is good, you give me a car, give me my gas slip, I'm going. The man park a bear. Where be behind? Man, chile basa. They may abandon the Bible. They may abandon his calling. That means to be living to the Providence Baptist Church. Every day you go there, Samuel Reeves there. Every day you go, he's there. They may abandon Providence Baptist Church. He abandoned the Liberal Baptist Convention. He abandoned the Council of Churches. The man chilling in Grand Bassa sitting there, working for Joe Barker. 2 decent disappointments. Barker is a decent disappointment. Samuel Reeves is another decent disappointment. They were dressed, looking decent. But that well-decorated, those well-decorated structures you see are disappointments to our country. They are disappointment to leadership. They are disappointment to wisdom. They are disappointment to ethics. They are disappointment to righteousness. They are disappointment to everything you think about in a leader. They are even disappointment to wisdom. Even corruption standing here, Barker near Samuel reasoning, they will run away. Or maybe corruption will just smile. I beg you, yeah. Now my boy there, I know them. That's what corruption will tell you when you call Samuel Reeves and call Joe Barker. Corruption will smile and say, I mean that thing, but I know no man and my boy there. Me and myself, we used to chill together. They're friends to corruption. They're friends to immorality. They are friends to greed. They are friends to unethical behavior. They are lovers of bad moral upbringing. They are lovers of bad ethics. So you call your advocates. Let's see them. Let them come and put their hands and say, yes, here we are. Yeah, here we are. We are the advocates. We are not sleeping. We are still up. They're all gone. Fasia in New York, I told you. Fasia is in New York. Nadine is one assistant county attorney to somewhere. My Intel said he will send me the info, the details. And that she has a strong relationship with the Chief Justice. Naomi Sulonte, husband wife with Liska. Florence got her job. Those were greedy hunters, job seekers. They were opportunists, partisan opportunists. That's what they are. They are partisan opportunists. They were not true advocates, and we told you, but you didn't listen. You didn't listen. We told you those girls and women were not advocates. They were partisans. Or they were partisan opportunists. They needed an opportunity. They were chasing opportunities. Some who had jobs before the Florence then, they were chasing jobs because they didn't have it anymore. Some who didn't have job and saw they called it or they need to take a job in government. They needed that opportunity to get a job in government. Today they have the opportunity. You see, they are all wearing silence. They are all wearing silence. But you know the biggest news? The biggest news before we take calls will be the fact that Joe Barker now knows that he's being used or he was being used and he wants to act, but he does not have the capacity to act. The man is weak, he's lazy, he's weary, his brain is way. Daniel Kun will say, I play Jeremiah Kun for you. I want to describe Joe Barker. So I will use Jeremiah Kun to describe Joe Barker. Before they say that Austin talking, even though I can talk it, I'm not afraid to describe Barker. To just describe Barker, I can describe him. But let me use my boy Kun, Jeremiah Kun, to describe Barker. Kun, what is it about Joe Barker? Oh, Jeremiah Kun, you want to? Kun, let's go. What do you say about Joe Barker? Let's hear Kun.
My Liberia is Liberia of hope. In my Liberia, it is possible. Violence is not part of my Liberia. Violence leads
these things could happen behind the scenes. So I supported Joseph Boakai, knowing that by 2023 he'll be tired.
Okay.
Knowing that 2023 he'll be tired, he could have a good heart, everything good, but the brain is going down. You're not holding the end, you're moving down the hill. This is nature. My father, right now, I buy him pamper.
Wait, come on, say, what is it? Let me go.
What happened to
Boakai?
me pamper before? And you could have a good heart, everything good, but the brain is going down. Good, but the brain is going down. You're not holding the end, you're moving down. The brain is going down. Good, but the brain is going down. The brain is going down. You're not holding the end. The brain is going down. The brain is going. The brain is going. The brain is going. The brain is going. The brain is going down. The brain is going. The brain is going. The brain is going. The brain is going down. The brain is going. The brain is going. The brain is going. The brain is going. The brain is going down. 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 You're not holding the end. You're moving down the hill. This is nature.
This is Jeremiah Kun.
My father.
Kun is telling you about Joe Boakai's brain.
I buy a paper.
This is Kun, not me.
Every day I gotta buy a paper. My brain is going down. You're not holding the end. You're moving down the hill. This is nature. The brain is going down. The brain is going down.
Wait. Let's talk about Boakai's brain.
You're moving down the hill. The brain is going down. You're not holding the end. You're moving down the hill. This is the brain is going down. You're not holding the brain is going down. You're not holding the end. You're moving down the hill. This is the brain is going down. The brain is going good, but the brain.
Now, folks, if you want to know the biggest problem or the biggest challenge with this government, I'll name two. The number one challenge with this government is not going to change any until this government leaves power. The biggest challenge with this government is Joe Boakai's brain. The biggest challenge with the Unity Party government is the brain that Joe Boakai is wearing. I say this to you, and let's be clear. This government is not challenged because Boakai has the capacity but does not want to act. The government is challenged. The government is paralyzed. The government is self-destructive. The government is destroying itself because of the low and poor quality of the brains that Mr. Boakai is wearing. This is the problem of the UP government. This is the problem. The problem is not that investors are not available to expressing willingness to come here. But where do they operate? In a country that the president's brain is going down the drain, that does not even know what is happening around him, that does not even understand what is happening around him in his circle, a president that is unaware of his environment. Nobody's coming to rakes. No, this is the number one problem that this government is faced with. That we have a president that has a weak brain. A weak brain. The brain is weak, so you can't get anything effective or effectively running because the brain is weak. Now, here's the biggest takeaway. Because we have a president whose brain is weak, those thieves who are wearing coat suits in disguise are using the weakness of Joe Boakai's brain to rob the system, to undermine the system, to destroy it by corrupting the society. Because when they steal, Joe Boakai will not know. If Boakai knows today, after 2 hours, he will forget. This is why the office of the president is heavily divided, and the government is also heavily divided because Bwaka cannot act on his own. He depends on people in his circle to act. But when people in his circle decide to act, there are other people who will feel other government officials who become victims, either direct victims or indirectly they become victims. And those officials will want to intervene or fight back because Bwaka will not solve their problems. Hence, the fight. So the inside fight is the second challenge for Bwaka. And that second challenge is because of the first challenge. Bwaka's brain is weak. It's not effective. And that weak brain, an ineffective brain, is leading government officials into doing their own things, taking their own actions, thereby resulting into in-house fights. And the in-house fighting now is paralyzing the system because everybody now is trying to protect their interest. Everybody is protecting their interest. Sekou Dougle is afraid to leave Mamaka Belete so every day he got to go to mansion, he got to talk to her, he got to get her money because she's protecting him there. The one person from there, if they sell to Ministry of Youth and Sport, so she was the head of her own clique. I don't know who's going to be the head of her clique now. Bujume Keita is on the other side, angry that the Minister of Justice is making all the decisions. He's not being Bujume Keita is not being consulted. They got their own issue. Kofi Wu's no issue is of their own. One meaning is good, and another meaning get issue is of their own. Same Steve Kuya is there, who just took over, but he's been there before, so he knows the system, he understands the system. He's having his own complications there. He's having his own bureaucracy there that is affecting him, that he's trying to deal with. Because there are actions and there are decisions that he wants to take, and he wants the president to take, but the interferences are too many from family people. There's all different interferences. So his hands are tied to press on Joe Bwaka, who has an ineffective brain, to bring him up to speed with certain things. So in some cases, they will say, no, don't tell the papi. I've been telling you, you tell the papi, I'll fire you. Don't tell the papi. The men are all men. We have to protect the men. We can take action on ourselves and hand on the man, maybe suspend the man, maybe, but no, we can't tell the papi. So these things are happening in the president's office. These things are happening. So the man is brain is ineffective. Somebody say mental instability. So how do you expect that president, to really be aware of what's happening around him? And that challenge is going to persist. That challenge is going to persist. It's going to continue. It's not going to stop. Because it's conseil. It's not getting better. Listen to Kun say it's not getting better. It's not going to get better. Listen to him. Listen to Jeremiah Kun. His brain is going down the drain. That nature. Kun say that nature is not getting better.
It's going down. You're not holding the end. You're moving down the hill. This is nature. My father going down. You're not holding good, but the brain is going down.
Mm-hmm.
You're not holding it, and you're moving down the hill. This is nature.
Nature.
My father
moving down the hill, meaning you declining by the day.
The brain is going down.
Hmm?
You're not holding it, and you're moving. The brain is going down.
Kun was the first man
You're not holding it, and you
who indirectly told the country that Joseph Bwaka was using paper. Now Kun was the first man who said that thing. He said it on radio. But people didn't grab it. Listen to him. Listen to the sequence in his analogy. Follow the sequence in his analogy and see. You'll be able to easily grab the inference here, what he's trying to infer. If you follow the sequence, you'll be able to grab what he's trying to infer. Listen.
Everything good, but the brain is going down. You're not holding the end, you're moving down the hill. This is nature. So I supported Joseph Boakai, knowing that by 2023 he'll be tired. Okay. Knowing that 2023
you'll be tired.
He could have a good heart, everything good, but the brain is going down.
2023.
You're not holding the end, you're moving down the hill. This is nature.
You're not holding it, you're moving down
My
the hill.
father,
This is nature.
right now, I buy him paper.
What's the implication there?
Every day I gotta buy a paper. There's a man who bought me paper before.
What's the implication? The indication? Yeah. There's a comparative analysis in this sequence. From Boakai is old, from him supporting Boakai in 2017, knowing that by 20, and then knowing that by 2023, he will be tired. La con. That one, he supported Boakai in 2017, considering that in 2023, Boakai will be tired. Then he goes forward to say, Boakai will be tired. Why Boakai will be tired? He said, Boakai's brain is going down the drain. And he said that nature, that old age, it can catch up with anybody. And you get for old age. He said, it up the hill, it going down. How you afford it? The thing up the hill is going down. It's not coming up, it's going down. Then he said, my pa bought me pimple, but now buying pimple at that age. Me at Boakai age. Boakai supposed to be wearing pimple. That coon was inferior. That 2023, I mean 2022, they may already told you that Boakai's brain was going down, and that he will be tired to run the country. And that he will be tired to run the country. And that his brain was going down. And that it is nature. You can't dodge it. You can't avoid it. It comes to everybody. And that his brain was going down. And that comparatively, my pa is old. Look at my pa old. Who was talking? Boakai age. Nana, me, I buy my pa paper. Who was talking? He buy a pa paper. The inference that Boakai is aged, he's old, he's not doing anything for himself. He wearing paper. So giving Boakai the presidency of Liberia was risking our country to a disaster. We did not need to call Kun to kind of explain what he meant. He said the fact. Boakai own mouth, he opened your own mouth on Sky FM 50/50 with T-Max Chidate and said he's living with pacemaker. Nobody forced him. He said he was living with pacemaker. Boakai own mouth in an interview. Nobody forced him again. He said they squander opportunity. Boakai own mouth in an interview again. What he said? He said he's living on loan. How many things Boakai won't say? We still ignore him. All those admittance, and we come back and say, let's give him the presidency. A man that said he squandered opportunity. The man said you are living with pacemaker. The man said he's living on loan. Then we say, yeah, take the presidency. Then the person who is his vice president told you that his brain running down the drain. 4 things, 4 reasons. Boakai told you 3. His vice president, the man who was his running mate, told you 1. Then Boakai told you that he squandered opportunity. He told you that he was living with pacemaker, and he told you that he was living on loan, meaning he was borrowing. He didn't have anything. So he was living on loan to eat, to feed himself. He had no investment. He had no connection. Nothing. That loan. And he said he was taking loan from RB Bank. We should go there and ask. Who was the president for RB Bank? Henry Samoa. Who is the current central bank governor? Henry Samoa. So Bouaka took the man who was giving Bouaka loan at RB Bank. Bouaka took him from RB Bank and brought him to central bank. Ask yourself, just ask yourself, this man was president for RB Bank, a private bank. And he was maneuvering his way, influencing decisions in the bank to give Bouaka loan to be eaten. What? Oh, Jesus. The man was president for a private bank, and he was influencing the system to give Bouaka loan to be eaten. Imagine you make the man president for Central Bank. What do you think the man will give Bouaka? Because the man at the private bank, you are giving Bouaka full money. He was giving Bouaka food money. He was practically feeding Bouaka, using the bank's money to feed Bouaka. Bouaka even paid that loan yet. Then you take the man who was influencing the bank operations to give the bank's operations, to give Bouaka full money. You take it from the bank and you bring it to the central bank, from a private bank to a central bank of Liberia where Bouaka is president. If this man was influencing the bank, the private bank that he now owns, to give Bouaka loan, what's about the central bank that are government money there? That hosting government money? The central bank that hosting government's consolidated fund, that operational account, and all of that. What do you think he's going to do there? A presidential appointee, all under the presidential appointee. So what do you think he's going to do there? He's going to increase his influence in central bank to arrange Bouaka. So Bouaka told you the squander opportunity. He told you he was broke and living on loan to eat. And then he told you that he was living with pacemaker. Then his vice president standing right by him. I already told you in 2022 that the man is old. His brain is going down the drain. And that by 2023, he will be tired. So we take volatility in it. This kind of opportunity, he's living with pacemaker, and then he's living on loan. He broke. Kun comes to you, his running mate, standing where you say, hey, the mayor, he can't support the man 2023. He said, the mayor, he owe. He was tired. He was tired. His brain was running down the drain. It was up the hill coming down. It can't go back. That nature. If my park be wearing pimple, who bobbing pimple, it means they may should be wearing pimple. Akun's analysis of Bouaka. So we combine those three, all those things. We put them in one package. We said, Bouaka for president. And you did not consider, or you could not reason that this was a disaster waiting for our country. Now it is before us. We have to face it, but we have to engage it. And that's how we are engaging it. Yes, we know nothing good account of it, but we have to engage it to guard it so when it explodes, we'll be able to neutralize the potential threat or minimize the threat. So that's how we are engaging. Because we know that it will explode anytime. But when it explodes, we should be able to minimize the threat. If we don't engage, we will not be able to minimize the threat. So we have to engage. We have to engage. So all of you talking, the training, they were advocating, they reaping what they sow. No. If you say that they were advocating and that they are reaping what they sow, then you confirm the information. Then you confirm the writer that these people were partisan advocates. They are partisan moralists. They are not true advocates. Because if you say they're training reaping what they sow, I mean they were advocating for something. That is to get Baka back to power, to get UP back to power. And when UP comes back to power, they will get jobs. So if you argue that the children they are reaping what they sow, they work for it, then you confirm the writer's opinion that they are partisan moralists. They were not true advocates. They were not true advocates. 0776 104 104. Let's take calls. The advocates are gone. Bishop Reeves, Samuel Reeves is in Brent Basel eating dry fish and swallowing domo when Moravia is upside down. The whole country is not peaceful. The president of the Council of Churches is sleeping. All the advocates are gone. Fasia Harris is in New York. Nadine is a county attorney in one of these counties. Nami today Jew got job at Liska. Florence and get one of job too. So all of them they're operating. Somebody said we should recruit new advocates. The advocates that under 10 years expire. Funny country. Funny people too. Good evening to you. 0776 104 104 0886 500 104. Let's hear you. Go ahead.
Good evening. I'm Samuel and I call from GSA Junction.
GSA Junction.
Yeah. Thank you for your show. Hello, are you there?
I'm here. Go ahead.
Yeah, it is just live people listening to you making all those analysis. See, what I realized is that you guys.
Next person. Let's talk to the next person. Go ahead. All right. Okay. Let's go and talk to. Hello.
Hello. How are you?
I'm okay.
Hi, I'm James Reliable Timothy, and I call you from back up in Woking.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to say thank you so much. You know, these are things that we talk, and special for we the visually impaired. They usually say they can't see you, but they got mouth. Me, I just want you to ask a question. Recently, let me not say but the former rule from America that is shooting a leg, that is dismissed. They say the only thing here. One or 2 months now, we can't hear no news. And nothing we can hear. They can only say the only thing in that time. We can't hear anything. So, yeah, I would like for you to.
Oh yeah, I remember your case. I remember your case, your situation.
Yeah, let them be able to. Yeah. No, well, thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, the man who's heading the commission, the disability commission. Yeah, only. Hello. Go ahead, you're live. Hello.
Yeah, hello. Are you getting me?
You're coming in very low.
Very low. Okay.
Next person, go ahead. Let's hear you.
Yeah.
Yes.
How are you?
God is good.
I'm man. Try to call me this time. Please call me. I got something for you.
Okay. I'll hit you up after the show.
Okay.
All right. You see, some of you are not intelligent, and the public space does not have space for unintelligent people. And you want to be in the fast or the intellectual realm, you have to be strategic and tactical to survive. If you are not strategic and tactical, you will not survive. You know why? If you come to the place, to the pedestal with arrogance, you will not survive. The young man who called Jenna talking, I just called him off. You know what? You know why we always take who's in care on the show? Eh? Even though he comes to the show to defend the UP, the bravery he brings, when you're not making sense, we can post business in here. He can listen to you, still pause and listen to you, disagree with him or correcting him. He has an ambition. He knows what he wants to get. This show is open to everybody. We talk here, you won't agree, or you call in, you agree or you disagree. But when you call and you want to be rude and you want to bring arrogance here, then we will not waste our time behind you. Yeah. We're not wasting our time behind you. You call and disagree. Your disagreement must make sense. Then we entertain your conversation. We exchange, we laugh, we let you go. But you won't come in mess here. We just push you away.
Hello?
Hello?
Yes, I'm on the show and I went off.
Okay, you're back now.
Yeah. Actually, I listened to all your analysis about the Uniparty and President Joseph Boyka. That you guys have to bring something to the table, to the discussion that people will see the reason why he said that they will not vote this president again.
What is that name? You call your name?
I'm Samuel Seyu.
Samuel Seyu from where?
I come from GSA Junction.
Okay, GSA Junction, go ahead. You say we should bring something to the table that people will see.
Yeah, let me go ahead now.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes some of you guys are talking people can be good. But what we are looking at right now, some of you who are sitting on the fence, is for the opposition community on their talk show to bring a topic or bring something that you guys will discuss that will convince the rest of the people who are sitting on the fence to make informed decisions.
For example?
Now, for example, right? Let's look at some of the things like, if, for example, if you apply for a candidate to support in the 2029, bring about that candidate, tell the good thing about that candidate, share the candidate, so that before 2029, those are the people that are sitting on the fence will look at it like, I think that since the current government is proceeding this way, there's a need that this candidate that our radio or our journalists is continue to promote, we will go in that direction. Forget about the Union Party, what they not doing, because it's almost a repetition. Waka is this, the Union Party is this. I'm not too sure. That's why the Liberal people want to listen to right now.
You feel okay? So listen. You see, this deception has no space in democracy. If you listen to this show tonight, you hear me talking about demolishing people's homes. You say that's not important to Liberians. I'm a Bring Kennedy. You heard me talking about advocates who went into silence. I said to say nothing happening in the country again that was happening before that they were advocating against.
No, your show was dominated by Bwaka.
Hello. No. You didn't follow the show. I beg you. No, don't do that.
I listen to that.
Okay. I'm okay to get argue now.
Hello?
Hello, let's hear you.
Hello, this is Uncle Sam calling from Johnsonville.
You have to hear Bwaka now. As soon as they say Bwaka, then you get the events. So all the things we talk to them, only Bwaka need hear event. Hello? Yeah, go ahead. You are live on Freedom FM. This is Freedom Hard Talk. Let's hear you. Okay, somebody pushing out. Let's talk to this person. Hello, go ahead. Hello, you're live. Go ahead. Oh, my man. I also when you get me calling your governor on the phone. So they get in here because they say hello. They're the one.
Austin, how you doing, man?
I'm okay. Go ahead.
Yeah, this is Etnoka. You know, there's some of the guys that can come on the show, they are shit, and when they come, they want added the good. And don't do that to us here. What is here important today than us talking about what are happening right around us?
Don't mind.
Right in the city center. Is it not important? That is a serious human story that is putting our country back. This is this thing that is happening around us here. It is important that we talk about it because those of us that were here, we didn't leave this country during the war. When we see the kind of thing happening around us, fear great us. So that's what we're talking about. Because normally when you are the president of the country or even the representative of that district, you should be there in the interest of your people. If the court rule for somebody, there's a way that you can meet the person and see how best the community can negotiate with the people.
A resettlement plan.
Some settlement. Yes.
I'm talking about
what you do. So if you don't want to agree for you to rebuy, You can agree to settle the people.
Yeah.
You talk about 40 years, 30 years. Where have you been? That's your property, we agree now. Where have you been 30 years, 40 years? People have developed the place. When you come, if you don't want them to rebuy, if you read for resettlement, create something so that they can take time to leave and go to different place and go settle there. But that is not that did not happen to them. Okay? So, look, Liberia, we don't know where we headed, but I can say this to you, Liberia is in crisis. The Ebola is not firing right now, but we are in serious crisis. We don't know where we are headed. That's what we're talking about here. Okay, so thank you, man. This is a serious human story. We need to talk about it.
But Liberia is in a worse crisis. The real crisis is not the one that we're hearing the sound of guns. The people poor and struggling and suffering and living in fear, you're talking about guns? Man, Sisi, go ahead.
Hello, Ozzy.
Yeah, you, man.
Thank you for the show. So I want to ask the Joseph Boakai government. Our government, then, the people today they are crying for their property. All people were there at that time, there was no cost to go to the only place for me. All that today, that they put your Boakai power. So they come because they know how wicked it not be. So they come to come and say, oh, let's take for me, start breaking down people. Can you imagine the way now to pay rent in this country where I have? The way I have. You gotta live 1 or 2 more inside, you need get food. Also, you lay down there, you already set it away. But to see the government, when the person is for the airport, like, oh, yeah, after, yeah, they're going to do it. They must break it down, they must do as of it. Look, also, why not in your shoe? You can't see the thing. Why not in your shoe? Look at what who left the asking about what you say or what it was do. And when on your shoe, my brother, see what you say, they're going to say on the platform. When I want to bring your woman and live in the street, to be in the street, nowhere to go. You're going to say, can't say your platform, say your calendar. Some people are very in the country. People are going in the street already, are homeless. Then you can't see your stupidity, when you can't say your calendar. Some calendar now, you can say your own peace in the country, in the land. So therefore, that's saying your peace before going on your country. Or before going on your country. Making out people who? Taking trouble people, making people homeless, making tears are crying, taking them on the street. Then you say, no, God said, killing it. My brother, let God bless you. Yeah. Take my son, helping. I'll be on your show tonight. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. We're not campaigning here, bro, from GSA. This is not a campaign show. We're not here to campaign for candidates. We're here to checkmate our government. We campaign. We had the opportunity to have campaign. And the best side, unquote, won the election. Joe Boakai won the election. So it means this is no campaign period. This is no campaign time. This is no time to sell any candidate. The era that is before us is the time to govern. This is governance period. So the person who is governing should be checkmated. And we will not cease to checkmate Joe Boakai. If some of you get angry because we mentioned Boakai's name, then it means you have 4 years. You have at least 3 years to keep getting angry. Because we will call Boakai's name here every day, every morning, every evening, every afternoon, every night. And we'll call him in the Baba thing that he's doing. If you don't want to call his name, tell him to start doing Baba thing. Tell him to start stealing and pretending that he's not stealing. They will not call him. Tell him to stop fighting corruption selectively. He's not doing it. He's witch hunting people from the opposition bloc and dismissing people from his side over there and giving them passport and plane ticket money to leave the country. Even in his own government, he's selectively fighting corruption. Tell him to stop. You dismiss people from the housing authority. The man who was accused ever since, blind people go protest. Police beating. They say that man, I know he corrupt. Investigation showed that the man mismanaged money. He stayed there. So if you don't want us to talk to Boakai, All you do is tell Baka to stop misbehaving. Tell him to stop misbehaving. Baka is, you say we should go bring Kennedy to say, but you see Baka targeting all the opposition figures. Then you say, don't tell Baka, don't touch him, don't talk to him. How is that possible? You stealing and you fighting. You stealing, you fighting. You don't want to steal in us. I mean, you want to steal in us. You fighting, you stealing. Just look around and see what's happening in our country. Nothing. And people crying, their homes are destroyed. They say, we should go bring Kennedy. That's what the people want to hear. That you can tell who to bring. We know what the people want to hear. Even the people who are being, the people who homes are being demolished, they do not want to hear President Benin or Presidential Kennedy. No. They want a space that way. They want a space that way hear their cry and communicate their agony, their pains to the world. This platform provides that. We hear their cry and we communicate the pains they feel to the world. So the world would know what is happening with our people here. That's the best message any radio presenter can prioritize for their people. You want me to come and tell you George Weah is the best candidate, George Weah is the best president? No. Who will listen to me? You think the people who are victims today, they want to hear that thing? They already know George Weah. But they want a platform that will speak on their behalf, that will communicate, elevate the pains that they are going through, the pains they feel on a daily basis. Nobody is talking about the people's livelihood. Nobody is beating on the government for the wrong things they're doing. And the real victims are the people in the communities. And they listen to radio every day. They hear nobody talking about their business, about their issues. And you want us to come sit down here to talk about presidential election in 2029. Even I'm not concerned about 2029. I'm concerned about now, what is before us. Let me squeeze in 3 more calls and go home.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening to you. Let's hear you.
I'm calling with this 17.
Okay.
Because you said it all this evening. I really admire the talking point. When we get it to the truth, they always get different things to say about it. Just reason what they went with 7,000. So me, I said maybe, yeah, hello.
Go ahead, my man. You finish Thomas about the line. I won't wait.
Well, yeah, what talking about 7,000, I said maybe you know what I implore his daughters and son. I didn't want to work for a $7,000 because people are sharing on the street, so they implemented the police will take people and make up food for them. So I expect people to make their businesses and make profit to sustain their family. These are things we are talking about. People are selling gas on the sidewalk, so broke all the people market, they were done, took the people market and sell it. These are the things we are talking about. And we tell you people to make decisions sometimes. Good recommendation and do their own thing. Thank you for the show, brother.
Thank you very much. You're most welcome. Next person. Good evening to you.
Michael Kanu calling from Sago community.
Okay.
Thank you very much for your topic tonight. You see, a group of we the Liberian people who made who don't have is
oh, hello. Hello? Okay, I think that person is off. Let's take this person.
Hello.
Go ahead, Thomas.
Hello.
Thomas, you're live. Go ahead.
Yeah, Austin, you getting me?
Yes, I'm getting you. Oh, Thomas is not getting me. Okay. Saint Thomas is not getting me. Let me take this call from Canada. Let's hear you, my dear brother. Go ahead.
Austin, how you doing, man? This is GT Tubawayo, calling from Canada. Yo, Austin, man, why you coming on today? Yeah, hating on the people that come, man. Yeah. You know, you're talking the truth. You're making it really fair. You see, the people listening to you, but they can't call, but to the power and they won't call. They won't call. They won't call to defend a man. You know, they know the man not doing nothing. But all the thing we're talking, now reality, we see it. The facts are there. The people are living it. And when you're reminding it, it gets headed.
Yeah, no, I didn't begin you today. That paper been a toy and up jam, I'll confuse all the while you play back to back by the toy, paper been a making you be many better than
no, but like hearing
you hear people.
And we started the program, you share something with them about the future.
Yeah.
When my Ellen went to that place, see the small children in, you know, the children are in our face. They're living like where our children are living here. They get access to information and technology. They are building their minds. That one for everybody to live. In the brother growing up, we're playing Osa, we're playing Mao, we're playing Baya in Nukita or Matari Este, all the area to do anything. All this country are going when they walk in and they ruin our life. But we're supposed to be prepared. We don't want people to do it or in Labrador today. See what we can do. But they may mess everything because they still want to be there. Who you see today? The same people that are running PRC. On what Japan in Labrador had the police still seen today, they say they empower the running government. They didn't want for all to say that we want to talk because all the things that we experience. Also, you're in our country, the whole world.
Oh yeah.
You experience everything. You know what's going on. Nobody can tell you anything. All you're on our radio, anything, you experience it. So you know what happened. There are more people who they know what's going on. So they're listening to the radio. They know that the truth. And the truth get heading. So now when you read the truth on Facebook on the thing, they can go outside and start insulting it all because they can't stand it. But you know what? They gotta accept the truth. That's the only way they can move on for all the youth for our brother move out. And we already accept it. Look, the matter of flower president, we are called JMB. The things they look. The election here, I can see. The election let go. And then like people see, let it experience you. Think get the experience. Maybe you can do something different than me. Hey, there today. Don't play in the government. The government get play. But you see, before they get, a lot of them will start talking. They have two ways in. They don't want to be talking in the community when they're saying. Then by the following year, 2027, they will come on radio and be confessing.
Yeah.
That's what happened to them. But thank you very much, brother. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Let's go home. This person, last caller. Hello.
Yeah, Austin. This is Anderson from Ashmore 7. Austin, will a monkey live in black hair? Do you know that we were the first people that they attacked when they entered power to boss area? I told the people, I used to tell them I think this government will win. But when they win, there will be a disaster in this land. Are you not seeing it now?
Exactly what's happening.
Austin, can you believe that I the one introduced mineral water in this nation? Hope mineral water. Because of supplying George Manor, we are 2,000, but you know that they break me down to zero. And George Manor, we are not, actually supplying free. They purchase all in water. And I supply. Today, people can look at me and they say, oh, because of George Manor, we are poor puppy, that old monument. Can you believe that? And also today, they are haunting me, but I don't care that the man they can say, he had just taken for his day. I told them that 6 school year, this really hard on my head, 24 hours on the clock. Because of what? They will say, what they have to move on my head, they will not say. But what the on my head, 24 hours on the clock, they will say us. You know the reason why?
You lie, I'm listening.
Do you know the reason why they will feel us?
Let's hear you.
For the first time, don't want to look at the whole nation. They say I will buy water for the nation. That the man that I saw in my home when I entered with 3,500 sacks of mineral because he told me to supply 15,000 sacks. The first 3,500 sacks I entered in the fence. He said, I saw him and me jumping inside the car picking it. They are calling. I said, oh, see, well, I brought the water, you go take it. He said, no, leave it for them. I said, Lord God of us. Wait, do that for Christ like man like this. You have 9 station. If the man become leader boy, we found at the end of then they hunt. Because my water, you know, hope mineral water, enjoy money we are putting on for change. All the top of the enjoy money we are mineral water. They hunted them, enjoy it to number 0. Today, I see to the same atmosphere. When they win, you know, we are going to attack. On that day, atmosphere, fire service, they can't afford by the area, they take my phone room, they say that I play my company there. Then people tell them, no, they don't play the fair company there, your own smaller drive. They run there, they do everything. But anyway, I'm happy to see their wet dream.
Okay.
So the only thing I can advise for people, we should not go against them. They will see when they are doing. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Sure. Thank you. Ellis Kodo, G. Shani Jimmy, Saya Dugley.
They can lie, they can steal, I said we tire with their lies. We tire with their promises.
James Carpenter, Marco Momo, Kunkun Jason Joseph, Olive Jara,
the thing we saw it frustrates us.
Foma Yen.
Why did you steal? Why did you alive?
All of you who join us, it was nice doing business with you tonight. We shall see tomorrow again. By God's grace. But until then, do have yourselves pleasant moments in your respective areas. My name is Austin Kawa. Bye-bye.
The people last us. The government betrayed us. They betrayed us so much. I said,